In and out. They said I should take deep breaths whenever I felt angry or had anxiety. It would make me feel better and calm me down. That or count to 10. I am Serena, and I am 14, and I have a serious anger management problem. Everyone wants me to do this, but instead, I want to do this. I feel angry all the time. Do you ever feel like that? And the thing is, I find it hard to control. I don't know why I feel so angry all the time. It's got me in all sorts of trouble. Like, this isn't my bedroom. Let me show you. My bedroom has posters of my favorite bands, my collection of lava lamps, and all my drawing things. But here, I'm not allowed any posters or lava lamps or my drawings. No, I'm in a children's detention center. So how did I end up here? Well, you'll never believe what I did to get here. So this is my story. So to start with, everyone gets angry, right? When your mom barges into your room without knocking, or you aren't allowed to go to the party everyone else is going to. We all get angry and say and do things we regret. And I was no different. I was always mad at my mom about something. But as it turned out, it wasn't just mom I got annoyed at. It was also school. So here's how it went down. I just had my most hated class, French. All I was looking forward to was lunch. So I got lunch and I'm about to sit down when two girls decided to have a fight. Fine, don't care. But then they knock my food tray to the floor. I said, "What are you doing? My lunch." But they continued to fight. Now they're trampling all over my school bag, and I know my drawing pencils are in there. I was fuming. I said, "Get off my bag, my pencils!" But they ignored me. Well, that was it. I grabbed my bag and whacked both of them over and over again. Not light hits either. I mean really hard with all of my might. There was a lot of blood. One girl fell and she hit her head on the table corner. I mean, ouch, right? And I didn't mean to do that. I really didn't. I just wanted them to stop trampling on my bag. If they had just listened to me, then it wouldn't have happened. In, out, in, out. So, I got sent to the principal's office, and he shouted at me. He was angry, and that made me more angry. He said I had detention, so I shoved everything I could off his desk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got suspended. And what did my mom do when I told her? She shouted at me angrily too, which made me even more angry. And I stormed out of the house on purpose because I knew she would worry. But it was cold and I had no money. So I went back home. But I went to my room and slammed the door, and I didn't intend to come out at all. But then I got a bit hungry, so... But it wasn't all that got me into this children's detention center. No, being suspended was great. My mom worked all day, and I pretty much did what I want. But then somebody else made me angry. The postman woke me up from my nap, and rather than just ring the doorbell once like a normal person, they pressed it over and over again. I shouted, "Stop ringing the doorbell!" But they continued to press it and then started to knock too. I opened the door fuming, and the postman laughed at me. He pressed the doorbell more, so I grabbed his post bag and I chucked it over the front garden. Birthday cards fell on the lawn. Get well cards fell on my mom's rose bed. He demanded I get my mom. "She's not here," I said, and then trampled all over the envelopes in the dirt. Well, I did tell him to stop ringing the doorbell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He called the police, and I was charged with criminal damage. But it wasn't that sent me to the Children's Detention Center. So what did I do to get in here? Okay, this is the first time I've told anyone, so, well, I'm not proud of what I did or who I got angry with, but it did make me want to stop being so angry all the time and start to control it. I was drawing. I find it relaxing, calming, until Mom barged into my room. I told her not to barge in, and she said when I start paying rent, then she won't, knowing very well I'm too young to get a job, so I can't. Then she started picking up my stuff, looking for washing, she said. I told her to leave, but she didn't. She snatched my drawing book and started looking at it. I saw red. As she turned the pages, I tried to get it back, but I couldn't. She said I shouldn't be drawing this type of thing. It was violent. I said, "Give it back," but she didn't. So I hit her, and she dropped the book. She was calm and said something I'll never forget. "Sorry, I can't. I'll tell you later what she said. I promise." I knew after I hit my mom that it was wrong. Very wrong. But how do you make that up? You can't take that back, can you? I mean, my own mom, what had I done? So I ended up here. And I'm glad. I really try and listen to everyone's advice, like breathing and counting to 10. I'm supposed to think of others' perspectives too and try to think before I act, so I'm aware of the consequences of my actions. I even wrote a letter to apologize to the girl whose head got injured because of me. And I wrote to the postman. I told them how sorry I was, that I was getting help and wanted to change. And I wrote to my mom again, but she still hasn't replied. The thing that my mom said that I couldn't tell you earlier? Well, she looked me right in the eye and said that she didn't think she could ever look at me the same again. I was mortified. The flashbacks of her wonderful mom moments came back to me too, like her once joining me on stage when I froze in my ballet performance, and her making Ben Hope's dad blush red on the playground after Ben had tripped me on purpose. I'm a horrible person and don't deserve her forgiveness. And I got expelled from school. I don't want to be like that anymore. Well, thanks so much for listening. It's good to share how we feel. And please do let me know if you feel angry and want it to stop. Maybe my story helped. It's Mom. She's come to visit me.